What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel in my Chevrolet Silverado. In this video today, we're going to be taking a look at the Boost Auto sport mirrors for Chevy Silverado. These things look freaking sweet. This is obviously after the installation, but my truck came with pretty simple mirrors. They were not folding, no lights, and all they had was the power glass and the heat. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If y'all like these videos, it does me a big favor to like them and subscribe. But anyway, today we're going to be checking out some new mirrors for the truck. That's right. So if y'all been around, you've seen the Boost Auto retracting side steps. Those things are freaking sweet. And I was lucky enough for them to want to partner with some mirrors as well. So this is a 2021 Chevy Silverado custom trail boss. That means that these mirrors are not very fancy. So they don't power fold. They are heated, believe it or not, and they are powered. The only other options you can get from Chevrolet are power folding and some marker lights on the outside. So without further ado, let's get started. Inside the big box are two smaller boxes, and inside each one of those boxes is the mirror. So these are the brand new mirrors here, as well as the modules. We are adding power folding and some lighting to these mirrors. And so pretty simple, just those three things. I am losing the spotting mirror though on the driver's side, which kind of sucks. These mirrors are very dirty, but this is what I'm talking about on the spotting mirror. This is just kind of a wide angle in the top left. So that will be missed. I'm sure there's something I can get, or maybe switch the glass out, but that's unfortunate. Anyway, let's get installing. The door panel removal instructions are the same for the driver and passenger. So this is driver's side. I just have the tiniest Allen key I own, and we're gonna pry off this little plastic piece back behind the door handle. This is a 7mm bolt. I believe all the bolts should be the same on this door. I'm putting these in the cup holder. Next up, we move just down, and there's this trim piece that just has plastic clips on it. You do need an extension for these, and they also need the socket. Moving on to the bottom of the door, there are two more 7mm bolts on the very bottom. All right, two bolts out, real easy. Now comes the part where you can greatly damage your clips on your door, so be careful. And then we do need to also be careful of the lock. Once I get this door panel off, there's gonna be two things I have to do behind it, and I won't be able to move the camera, but that is disconnect the door latch and unplug the wiring harness, but I'll show you in just a second. So we're gonna lift up. And we're over our lock up here. And I'm gonna look over and under for the door latch. And then there's a red tab and a wiring harness down here on the bottom. That was kind of a pain in the butt to do one-handed. Anyway, this is the door latch. So you just slide this back on that top piece. And this ball goes in, and that's what actuates when you pull the lever. And then this is the wiring harness that had to come out. And on the back of the door panel itself, this is where the handle latch is gonna be. And then this is the wiring harness disconnect. So this is gonna be in the upward configuration. So you have to depress this red latch and then flip this gray one all the way down to disconnect the wiring. The next step is to remove this grommet up here at the top of the door. And that is going to expose these bolts holding the mirror on. First, we should take this wiring harness out. Yep, there's a little black tab on the top. I'm gonna reuse my tiny little Allen key to push down on that tab there, and we should be able to pull that out. The mirror is going to fall down if you don't have somebody helping you. So I'm gonna take these bottom two out. Next up, we are going to grab the new mirror. We have 3 wires coming through. We're going to route these 3 wires through. So those will hold. Probably not recommended to do that. Back inside, we're reusing the factory nuts. I'm just gonna hand tighten these for now. So there is our first look on the mirror. And zoom around to here, we can see we got the lights on the outside. They are not blue, they're just covered in tape right now. And inside here, we have a spot for the factory connection and these 3 wires running through. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and do the passenger side because my phone's about to die and I need to charge it. But we're gonna get the passenger side door panel put off. It's the exact same instructions, and then we'll get to the wiring. Passenger side installed. These things are gonna look pretty friggin' sweet. Here's a look at the inside. So the passenger side only has 1 extra wire coming through if you're adding features. Let's get to the wiring, but we got the mirrors on. Now it's time to work on some moderate reassembly. So we can tighten all of these 13 mil bolts down to hold this mirror in. So I went ahead and did that, make sure they're nice and snug. And we can plug our factory connector back in. Just clips in and push our little red tab. Now we have these 3 wires and our cover for the door. So I went ahead and I cut a little X in here so I can pass these wires through, and we can put this grommet back in. So now we are working with these 3 wires. It's time to do some wiring. In the kit, you get 3 harnesses. One of them is going to look like this. It's going to have the 2 white connectors and the 1 black connector on it. And the other 2 look identical with inline fuses in them. This is one. Let me hold them up together. How about that? So those are the other 2. So wiring wise on the driver's side, there's only 1 harness here that will plug into these white connectors. And then if you opted to upgrade like I did, you will have these black connectors. So yellow and blue, go to yellow and blue. And then this is brown and pink, go to pink here. Following that down, we are on the main wiring harness for the door, and we are wiretapped into this. So the instructions are on Boost website, but if you put the blue strip down and look at the top here, the pin numbers I will put in here, but it's pretty much the only red wire and the only black wire that we are tapped into. And those 2 pieces run into this harness. So now we're in a big giant loop. So before we get this all buttoned up, I just wanted to go over, and this might fall down. So there's only one way the connector can plug in on each side of this. We have our wire taps, tap to positive and ground going into the wireless module. And then the next wire going into the wireless module is those 2 plugs. So this should do everything that we need it to do. And we're gonna do the same thing over on the passenger side. The tap locations are slightly different, but we're almost on the home stretch here. As mentioned, I will put the pin numbers in here, but it's safe to assume on either side that it is just the red and black wires for positive and ground. Anyways, only 1 plug on the passenger side as well. That's how you differentiate the passenger side from the driver's side. So I'm gonna zip tie these wires up. This camera does not want to focus at all this evening. And we're gonna put the door panels back on and test these Johnnies out. I think we're safe to get this door put back on. I'm gonna be in front of this for a little while, but our first order of business, plug that harness back in. That was super easy. Next up on top here is locate where our little ball goes. Drop it in there. All right, that was incredibly simple. We're gonna lift this up over. So now we can go ahead and kind of just push this thing back into where it wants to be. Let's go ahead and put the driver's side on and test that all this stuff works. Camera is running on absolute fumes. Let's see if I can do this a little more efficiently. So I'm pretty sure we just broke all of our clips on that side. Okay, this camera might die, but this is the moment of truth before I bolt everything down. So if we do left, left, right, right, we should hear a beep. We do. And if I push down, we fold and up, we unfold, and right should activate the lights. There we have it. That one works and that one works. So we are all hooked up correctly. I'm gonna button up this door panel crap. So out the bat, we're missing the spotting mirror in the top left, but that's all right. We can live without it. I'm sure I can get something. Critical part here, satisfying. So on the front, we have the lights now. Otherwise, they're still the just the black plastic, which is what I asked for. So that's perfect. They look very clean compared to the rest of the truck. Stability wise, they seem good. They have these kind of 3-lined fairings on the top. So stepping back, ooh, I think they look really good. I like those lights. Oh yeah, big time. I really like those lights. You typically see those in higher trim model trucks. So we got those. So once again, left, left, right, right. Hear the beep. Power fold, lights on. And I'm gonna show you all the operation from the inside. So if you get in your truck and it's been idle, you do have to select a mirror to wake this up. But we go left, left, right, right. And we'll look over here, down, and up. And here is a final look at these mirrors with the lights on. These things look really freaking sweet. I think this spotlight is going to be an excellent feature. The glass is very clean compared to the old ones. I miss the spotter mirror, but very clean mirrors. So all in all, that is the install and just very basic first impressions of these Boost Auto Sport mirrors for Chevy Silverado. These are the power folding and heated and spotlight version for my custom Trail Boss. So pardon the low light quality. I have all of my lights off right now, but we're gonna check out the spotlight. So activate and okay. So that's just the spotlight. So next we're going to turn on the fog lights. We're going to hit the spotlight. And next, finally, we're going to hit the headlights. So we are all lit up, baby. This camera quality is gonna be hellacious, but we got lights on the truck now, baby. We got lots of lights on the truck now. Straight on. Those spotlights shoot out pretty far to the left and right. So it's looking damn good, brother. I like it a lot.